La da da. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, greetings, welcome. We are back again for another episode of the Black Geeks Podcast. I am your effervescent host for this evening. I am Big Bob Rob, and I'm here with some of the baddest geeks on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the amazing Potbelly Samurai. What's up, my man?
Can you dig it?
Oh, yeah, brother.
Can you dig it?
Oh, you like that? You like that? Yeah, right there. Wait, where is it? Right there. Can you dig it, brother? Yeah.
Can you believe? And I saw that, and I had to comment because my wife has actually never seen The Warriors. And
no.
Dude, she doesn't realize that, I won't say half, but like a great many of pop culture references and rap songs and things that we idolize come from that daggone movie.
Oh.
Not one single movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. It's like you got to know your history. You got to know. Come out Oh, so true. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, bringing us the sound effects, we do have His Almighty King Faceness. What's going on, Face? What's happening?
I'm just chilling with the thing. Incredible Hulk doing what we do. You know, chilling.
Just throw it down tonight. Yo, so well, welcome aboard the Black Geeks Podcast for today. We're going to bring you a program of geekiness. I can guarantee you, an entertainment. Oh wait, hold on. Something's wrong here. Something's wrong. I'm feeling a little out of character. Here. Hold on. Let me transform. Hold on. Ugh.
Oh no.
Yes. All right. There we go. All right. I'm back in the house now.
So I guess I need to do another.
No.
At least we didn't get to see, at least we have to see the belly this time.
No! Get my Black Geek shirt! The Black Geek shirt! No! Bring me my Black Geek shirt! It's coming down. I'm gonna have my shirt in a minute.
All right, go ahead. All right, that's fine. Well, that'll give me the opportunity to let the folks know that you can go. You too can own a Black Geeks t-shirt. You can go to www.blackgeeks.com. That's theblackgeeks.com. And you too can own one of these fabulous Black Geek t-shirts by ordering it online. I'm just saying, if you want to support some brothers that try and do some big things and we bring you some major geekiness, you too can go to the site and own one of these fabulous shirts. So without further ado, let me tell you, tonight we're going to talk, give you some news of the week. We're going to talk about the practicality of this amazing technology that Apple's bringing us called the Apple Watch. We're going to talk just a little bit about that, and then we're going to turn it over to King Face. We're going to have some fabulous FaceTime.
I got a bone to pick with Apple. I got a huge bone to pick with Apple.
Pick your bone.
Dude, I've been with Apple since the original 3G, the 3. And I upgraded to the 6 Plus last week. I've had my phone for literally 1 week. Why is my screen cracked?
Oh, no.
And I didn't drop it.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, these are not the droids you're looking for. Don't try that right now with me. The phone was literally in my pocket. I went and pulled the joint out to check my email, and my phone was cracked. My screen was cracked. So I'm real tight right now. Like, I ran down to the Apple store fuming, and they was closing. So now I got to go back to the Apple store tomorrow and yell at these people to get me a new phone, because it don't make no damn sense that a phone that's only a week old got a cracked screen and it didn't get dropped. That's
man, that stinks. Oh, let me bring you back, King Face. There you go. All right, you're back. Can I unmute you? All right, unmute yourself, King Face, if you want to unmute.
Yeah, I can see this.
That's messed up.
Craptastic.
Say something. Put it up again so everybody can see it.
Yeah, craptastic.
Oh. Man.
Not the little girl.
Man,
that's the
you
baby
bought that
ninja.
phone. You bought that phone down at the swap meet, man. That's the problem with that.
Listen,
he better do
just
that.
because you rocking Ikes and still wearing FUBU don't mean I'm at the swap meet.
Bought that joint down at the swap meet.
All right, so we're gonna try to keep this show tight. We're gonna try to keep it to an hour because Potbelly's got to put on his avocado mask in a little bit. So
Don't forget about the cucumbers. Gotta have the
don't
cucumbers.
forget about the cucumbers. So let me bring you some news of the week. And I can't do Sithy news. I'm definitely not a Sith at all. I'm more of a rogue element. But I'm gonna bring you the news of the week. So in tech news on Monday, Apple introduced to the world some really great innovations in personal technology, along with the unveiling of the Apple Watch and the re-engineered MacBook. They also debuted a new partnership between Apple TV and HBO Now. And one of the most impactful announcements was about the Research Kit, which allows Apple users to interact with medical researchers. And it's already starting to gain some incredible traction where they've basically been able to sign up so many people right off the bat that they've done in what take 50 research facilities to do in 1 year. So the Research Kit is a big deal. We talked a lot about it on a special segment we did regarding the whole Apple live event that's on our YouTube page. If you follow us on the Black Geeks, or go to www.theblackgeeks.com, there's a link to that show there. And it was it was 90 minutes of really good information from Dark Econia, so definitely check it out. Ever since the days of George Jefferson clocking in at space sprockets, people have always been fascinated.
George Jefferson at space?
No, George Jetson.
Okay, I thought you said Jefferson.
No, Jetson, brother. I just had a little bit of a lisp there. That's all. But people have always been fascinated by the concept of flying cars. Well, one flying car manufacturer, Aeromobile, plans to have the cars available for customers by 2017. Obviously there's a lot of there are just so many issues that they've got to work out, like regulation and areas to take off and land around major thoroughfares, and and just teaching people about how this is going to work. So there's a lot of other hurdles, but we're just like one step closer to three-dimensional traffic patterns, if you will. In entertainment news, the BBC is creating a TV drama based upon the making of Grand Theft Auto. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, whoa, they're gonna make a TV show based on Grand Theft Auto? It's not gonna be a good look. But just want to make it clear, it's only based upon the creation of the game, making of the game, because there's really a lot of drama behind that. But the show is reported just going to be a full-length feature film kind of deal, but no release date's been set yet. Also, in entertainment news, I thought this was kind of interesting this week, because this was one of those things where you thought you'd never ever see happen. But Kerry Washington is set to star as Anita Hill in the HBO movie chronicling Clarence Thomas and the 1991 Supreme Court confirmation at the time. And of all the moments in history that you wanted to see a story about on television, for some reason they decided they're going to make this one. So I'm going to venture to guess that like in 6 years we're going to see like America Ferrera as Monica Lewinsky. And it's gonna be like I'm thinking the show's gonna be called like Bill and Hill's Great Adventures, or the Other Secret Service. I'm
presidential side chick.
I don't know, man.
Yo, whatever happened to Lewinsky though? Like, where is she now? Like, they need to have a Where Are They Now special on her.
She should be nowhere. That's where she at.
Now there was an article about her recently. I can't remember where she's working at. I think she's doing like consulting work or something. But she's
I'd have lost 100 pounds and changed my name.
And the crazy part about it
something you want to be associated with.
And the crazy part about it was she was a thorough jump off, yo. Like, she was thorough. Like, she didn't come forward. Her friend did. That was messed up. That means that shows you how much trust you have in the people around you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we never see that movie, but you got to admit, if they're gonna do Anita Hill,
we saw Tyson. Now we seeing Anita Hill. You gonna see Lewinsky, son? They're gonna glamour it up though.
I personally don't get it. Like, the president of the United States is probably, arguably, kind of like the most important guy in the world, or one of the most important men in the world, does it really matter if he getting someone aside? Like, why is that such a big deal?
Of course, because it's what we come from. If I had a beautiful intern say, I'll give you some, I'd say no.
And His Royal Highness over there wouldn't just say no. He'd say no because you didn't bring a friend with you.
I don't do that stuff between 8 and 3:30. After 3:30, I'm busy around that time. Around 5:30 is when I come to unwind.
So, you ain't bring a friend, and you ain't bring no yak? Girl, what's wrong with you?
I don't drink yak. Crown and Coke.
All right, see, before we get too far out of the PG rating, hold on. All right, so let me bring it back a little bit. I'm going to bring you some comic news. Comic news. Get ready. Cobra Commander has been given the key to the city by the mayor of Springfield, Illinois. Apparently, this is being billed as a clever marketing ploy ahead of the 2015 G.I. Joe convention, which is to be held in Springfield from April 9th through April 12th. Personally, I think the mayor is actually Zartan. He's worked his way up to governor and then president. So somebody needs to call Flint. Somebody needs to call Lady J, scramble the Sky Strikers, call the Snowcats, because this is about to go down if they don't stop this mayor of Springfield right now. I'm just saying. Somebody needs to step in and do something about that.
Wow. You gave Cobra Commander the key to the city.
Cobra Commander has the key to
Springfield. Out of all the G.I. Joes you could have gave it to, you said, I'm going to Cobra.
Right.
I mean,
give it to Mindbender.
You could have gave it to anybody.
Right.
You could have gave it to Flint, Duke. You could have gave it to that little dude that just be in the back talking about, I get it. You could have gave it to that guy. But instead...
Yo, you could have given it to businessmen like Tobaz and Samot. You give it to good businessmen. Come on now.
You could have even gave it to Snake Eyes because he don't even say nothing. But you gave it to Cobra Commander.
Right. Arguably just the bat craziest dude on the entire show.
Cobra Commander, a.k.a. Starscream.
All right. Okay. Now this one's for you guys. This one, I pulled this one out of the file just for you guys. In internet news this week, Google is banning X-rated blogger accounts effective March 23rd, 2015. Blogger is one of the Google apps for blogs. Blogger users will no longer be able to post sexually explicit or nude videos and images. Despite the impending censorship, the service will still allow nudity if, and I quote, if the content offers a substantial public benefit, for example, in artistic, educational, documentary, or scientific context, end quote. So those of you who are going to be affected by this ban, you can still take refuge on Tumblr and WordPress, who allow explicit posts within reason.
We're good because listen. Especially with somebody like me. Let me tell you something, folks. To me, as far as I'm concerned, sex is an art form. So I guess that's open game for someone like me. So if you rock like me, then you're good. You're good. At first I thought that was bad news. Then I was like, oh, be creative. Think outside the box.
Be all right.
See,
an art form.
All right.
I had a joke all lined up. I'm just going to pass. Now back to you, Baba Raj.
All right, thank you. All right, I got two more stories for y'all, and this one again in internet news because this is related to a website, so it is definitely internet related. Pastor Creflo Dollar, y'all know Creflo. He's been
passing the plate for a jet.
Let me do my stick, man. Let me do it. Oh, shh. Here we go. Creflo Dollar was soliciting funds via his webpage. See, told you it's web related. For each of his supporters to donate $300 so that he could purchase a new Gulfstream jet after his current jet experienced engine trouble. He was only asking for $65 million. And for the new jet. But strangely enough, the fundraising campaign was taken down after, let's say some negative feedback. I'm just saying.
Because and the Lord wants me to live well, and fly in first class just ain't good enough for what the Lord wants. So dig down into your hearts and into your pockets.
Well,
Give. The Lord said, give. Can I get an
yeah,
amen?
Damn.
Can I get an amen?
yes, he did. He wants me to
Damn.
give the message high, high in the sky. He said, Creflo, I need you to fly high and spread my word to the people. So
And you can't do that flying
You
cold.
can't do it, flying coach. The seats is too stiff. He said,
Your butt
don't
cheeks
let it
don't
go.
fit them little coach seats. We
Woo-hoo.
need the plush leather.
Ah,
Gulfstream.
ah,
Pass it back to the choir. To the choir, amen. Amen.
amen.
Now let's pray.
Church.
You know that new plane come with holes too.
There it goes. There it goes. There's my monetization.
You know,
With the golden shower.
You know,
Take that how I want it.
he got the good bishop, the pimp Don Magic Wand as his co-pilot.
Oh, okay. All right. And last but not least, in education news, in India, a bride walked out on her wedding ceremony when her husband could not add 15 plus 6. Evidently, the groom's family hid his poor education in hopes of getting him married off. The family attempted.
Hey, we've lost Big Baba Rob.
Well, I'll fill in by saying this. I had that happen once. I knew somebody where that happened once. I had a girlfriend. I won't say where I was at because I kind of want to put her on blast, but I don't because I didn't leave on bad terms. So I'm just going to not put her on blast. But I had this girlfriend, and I had a dream. She probably had the same thing. We had been out all day that day, and we spent that night, and she was saying the craziest things the entire day. As a matter of fact, this is back when y'all remember when Ali came out, the movie with Will Smith. This was right back then, and we were in a movie theater, and she just kept not understanding certain things. She just kept saying the wildest stuff that I thought random people should know. And then she would just say things crazy. So I was in the room with her, and then I woke up, and she was still watching TV, and I said, "Hey, what is 30 times 10?" And she just gave me this dumb look like 40. I was like, "Oh shoot!" I said, "Oh shoot!" I said, "Oh no, God, no!" What just happened? I was like, "This ain't gonna work." And then from that point forward, I knew that's why I was gonna do it dirty. I had to, because it was like, no, this is not gonna work. So, I agree with her. I agree with that woman.
Sorry about that.
I think that woman did the right thing. If you can't add 15 plus 6, we got a major issue. I can't marry you. Because if my kids turn out like you, it's going to be a tragedy.
Oh my gosh! So yes, that is the news of the week. Thanks. This came from many sources, including Dark Econius' own feed. Word up to Dark Econius. If you guys remember, a while back, Dark Econius was having engine trouble with the Death Star. So I think he's out pushing that joint, trying to get to the show. So if somebody can send the Death Star a tow, I'm sure the Dark Econius would appreciate it. But we'll catch him.
Fundraiser for the Death Star. Send your $300 to Dark Econius.
Yeah, now see, that's someone that could use that. The Death Star is struggling.
It needs a jump. Somebody jump.
Death Star needs
what you gonna jump off the Death Star with? That's the question. Like Unicron?
Death Star right now, that joint stuck somewhere between Gremlin and Hoopty.
You actually get to get Unicron to jumpstart the Death Star. That's the only thing I think is big enough to jumpstart it. But probably, I'm just gonna venture to guess. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was our news. For our topic of the day, I wanted to talk to these geeky brothers about the Apple Watch because, first of all, we knew this was coming. We knew that the Talk 2 watch was coming. We've seen it coming for a long time. We knew the technology was there, and finally it's coming about. But when you look at the Apple Watch offers a number of different functionalities, and I mean everything from playing music, storing music, to talking to it, to checking emails, seeing your text messages, seeing who's calling, just a little bit of everything. And so First of all, and I'll start with King Face because I know that him being a techie himself, I know that he and his circles there probably has been a lot of conversation about this Apple Watch. I think that there need to be some Robert's Rules of Order about how to use this watch, when to use this watch, because you think about it, we're just getting to the point that some states have adopted laws where you can't talk on cell phones. So now you driving down the street and all of a sudden you get a call. You're like, oh, how much more distracting is this going to be a watch? Is the Apple Watch with all its incredible, and it's not the only one out there, but is it going to be more of a distraction? How practical do you think the Apple Watch is going to be, King Face?
Practical?
Practical.
Most things, we talking practical. Not real life, but practical. Now let me stop. You know what? When I look at the Apple Watch, to me, like I told y'all before, my whole thing buying it is straight vanity because I collect watches. That's my whole point now. I'm not balling like Potbelly or Baba Rob. I can't buy the $10,000 watch, but outside of that,
I'm looking around for the rich guy.
Outside of that, it is not. When I see it, I look at it and I'm saying that's cool and everything, technology, moving forward, and that's all nice. And I think there's more that technology could be doing. There's more that we could be getting from technology than getting a wristwatch that you can speak into. But
hold on.
Hold up, let me finish.
Yeah, no, because y'all know.
No, let me finish.
Ever since Night Rider, we didn't all wanted that watch.
Hold on, listen, just let me finish. I mean, yeah, but here's what I'm saying though. When you're looking at it, I mean, Night Rider was never practical. Yeah.
Hey, come get me.
But now, see, if you told me that the watch had a car that come with it and that you can just ghost ride your car, that's a whole different concept. That's not what's happening right now. We just getting a watch without the car. So it's like, why do I want to watch without the car? But the thing is, to answer the question, I honestly think it's going to be an extraordinary distraction in so many ways. And I don't think that technology should be banned because there are stupid people out there. I really don't. But we've all seen, and we've been out where we've seen people literally walk into a wall because they got their face glued to their phones, or walk into traffic because they got their face glued to their phones. I've seen a woman almost get hit by a semi because she forgot that she needed to look up to see that there's a red flashing light saying, stop walking. You see what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for a good Samaritan to grab her by the arm, like, hey, which I wasn't one. I was like, yo, she want to be stupid, let her get hit. I want to see this. But we've seen it, and it's not a joke. Like, literally, you go, how many times have you gone out to eat with your wife or your kids or whatever, and you look around, just look around you, and everybody got their eyes glued to their phone when you're supposed to be chilling with your people. I mean, I think the watch is only going to enhance that. When you already got people talking crazy on the phone when they driving and they can't drive in the first place, I think the watch is you're going to have people looking at their watch when they normally wouldn't. You know what I mean? At least for the first year or two. You're going to have people looking at you. I got nice watches now, but I don't keep my face glued on my watch head other than to tell the time. Now, you're going to have people just off GP. I got my watch, I got my Apple, and you ain't got one, because you can't afford one. You can't, you're going to have all these people doing all that stuff, and it's like, yo, this is going to be crazy. You're going to have a lot of foolishness happening. I think it's going to be a real distraction, but I'm going to have mine stuff.
He's like, yeah, I got mine on order. All right, what about you, Potbelly? What about you? How are you feeling, practically speaking, about this Apple Watch?
Practically speaking, it's a first generation watch from Apple, so it's not going to have all the features. You're going to have to wait for the second generation to really kind of see what the watch is really capable of. It's kind of like 3, 4, 5, and now iPhone 6. I think it's a huge step forward, but at the same time, I agree, it is a distraction. I mean, we all in the DMV, and let's face it, for one of the most highly educated metropolises in our city, we got some of the dumbest mofos walking around here that you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, they walk in front of cars like they're entitled to own the streets when they're really about to become hood ornaments, and you're gonna get more of that. Like, you got kids walking around now, not paying any attention, just walking into each other, walking into cars, and then wanting to sue. You're probably gonna have some litigations go up because it's another distraction, especially for drivers. So we're probably gonna end up in need of some regulation for the Apple Watch as well as for cell phones and cars. I mean, I think it's cool. I'm getting one. I'm into watches like that, and I'm not gonna sit here in front. I've wanted a watch like that since watching Knight Rider, back in the '80s. So, I'm in. But at the same time, I'm not the type of dude that texts while I'm driving. Like when I'm on the street, I got my phone put away and I'm watching my surroundings so I don't get mugged and knocked upside my head when I'm trying to get home. So different kind of dude. But at the end of the day, it's a distraction. It's going to be a distraction. It's what you're going to make of it. And I think one of the larger questions, too, that we don't really talk about is what all of the information is being gathered from these watches, especially like the biometrics and some of the security issues we have in the country, from identity theft to the NSA. How is that information going to be used?
That's so very true. I think when I think about practicality, honestly, for me, the killer is that is the 18-hour limit on it, because I mean my little Casio. I mean I love my Casio. Tells temperature and all kinds of stuff. I've been wearing Casio since I was a teenager. That's all I buy. But I'm really hard on watches. I go through them, so I'm not sweating it when something happens. I smack it into something or. But my thing is that I just can't see charging it every night. That just kills it to me. And I'm as you guys have found out over the years, I'm a really timely individual. So me without my watch, I feel half naked, and I just can't even imagine just taking it off and because like something pops off in the middle of the night. First thing, I'm not reaching for my phone. I'm like, what time is it? What time did that happen? I gotta log that. And I'm looking.
So when you say half naked, you mean like more than normal?
You mean when I'm not on the show? Yeah. Yeah, when I'm on the show, it's a different deal. And I'm thankful that it's winter because I'm able to keep my layers on. I mean, granted, I could probably come out this shirt right now.
Don't do that.
No, I'm okay. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get through this. But yeah, I worry about it a lot as it being a distraction, because I've seen those people, like Pablo said, I've encountered those people in DC where I'm y'all, those who follow me and know I'm an avid motorcycle rider, and I don't have baffles in my pipes, so my pipes are loud, and I rolled up on people walking through an interstate, and they just take their time, and and they're staring down at the phone. Oh, I was just at my favorite eat spot today, and there was a family of 4 sitting at a table.
What's your favorite eat spot, Rob?
You all don't know my favorite eat spot is California Tortilla. I love me some burritos. I love me burritos. Now I have other little favorite eat spots, but like the most economical of them is California Tortilla, and it's not a pub. I wish it was. Yeah, and they say yes. Here's a free burrito for the rest of the year. Yes, but no, that's my favorite spot. But anyway, there was a family of 4 sitting there, and it was like, wow, just to see 3 of them sitting there looking on cell phones, and then kind of like the young kid just kind of doing his own thing. I'm like, wow, that's just, and you see when you're at the train station, just everybody got their head buried in the phones. So to add this watch into the mix, I do worry about personal safety, and maybe because it's smaller, it's a smaller screen, but people are gonna be sitting there fiddling with it, trying to get their music right or trying to get this and that right. But like for me, I can't imagine. I'm knee deep into my day, and sometimes I have long days. I can't imagine my watch dying on me, and I know it's supposed to have this low power state where it'll just continue to tell time. So I let me not seem like I'm ignorant on it, and I get that portion of it, but I just can't imagine my watch dying, especially if it's something that I become used to. So it's like, and I'm not hating on technology. I think it's incredible technology. We all knew it was coming, and it works for a lot of people. I just, in my walk of life, I just can't see it happening. So, but yeah, I do worry about personal safety, and I do worry about people getting a bit distracted, and so far I've never seen anybody really observe phone etiquette in places where they need to. But man, can you just see that you're sitting there and watch, and all of a sudden some people start talking to their watch, and then if you talk to it and you don't have Bluetooth, does it play? That's one thing I don't know, and I wish Darky Coney was here to answer it. I don't know. I'm guessing the speaker plays out of the watch. Do either of you guys know if it does?
I think it does. I
I
think
would
you
think.
could. I mean, I think it does if you put that option on, just like your phones. Like it has a Bluetooth option as soon as a Bluetooth is in range, but you could turn off that option and then we use its own speakers. I
Right.
want to actually see the watch because it may not be those speakers may not be that loud. I can't imagine them being that loud. And with all their devices, the sound quality is always change.
Right.
With like some of the earlier phones, the sound quality was whack. I know with the first or second version of the iPad, the sound was horrible, and but the phones were good after everything after 4. So I don't know what the sound quality for the watches is, and I think they probably are. I don't know if they put a lot of effort into it. Probably not. I mean, they gonna probably shirk some things, unless y'all buy y'all's $10,000 one, which that better come with all the bells and whistles easily.
Nah, I'm not dropping that kind of money on a watch. I mean, like I said,
For the
I'm
go watch.
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
It's be a 350 move. That's about it.
There you go.
Hey, we spend this time. We do what we do. We got our gold watches and gold chains. We do what we do. That's what we do.
True that. True that. So anyway, I just want to ask that question, man. I looked at it and I thought about it, and I must admit, it was very hard for me to sit there, especially with Dark Econius, and I could not watch the video feed, but I watched the on the Apple's site. It kind of streamed almost like a PowerPoint presentation of it, and it was an incredible presentation overall on some of the technology that they're bringing. Some of the re-engineering on the MacBook was absolutely incredible. So it was a good experience. And
Wow, Geekonius is recruiting you to the dark side.
okay, as I pointed out to him, I will never join you. Me and my lovely droid Turbo are very happy together. We have bonded with
I
all my
mean,
Bluetooth devices.
that's
No,
looking a little
aren't we
personal the
good?
way you're touching
Aren't
it,
we
man.
good? No, my droid. No, we're good. We're good.
I think you should stop touching it like that in public.
It likes it when I touch it like that. Stop it. I love it. Love my droid Turbo. Got it.
Dude, I'm
So,
gonna have to call somebody about that.
call anybody you want as long as it doesn't come between me and my Turbo.
Is there something not legal about what you're doing right now?
Only in Scandinavia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the point in the show where we got to get up close and personal. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for FaceTime. Face, it's all yours, man. Where we going on a trip to today?
Man, I guess we're gonna keep it with in the realm of movies and content. I was with one of my friends the other day, and we was talking about some of the stuff that's coming out apparently with a lot of the different remakes that a lot of these things are doing. They redoing Rush Hour with a whole new cast, I guess, which I thought was lame. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but my friends, oh, it's Rush Hour. Rush Hour was funny, and I'm like, it was funny. Then that show was funny. Like there's certain movies that honestly I don't want to see remade. Like if they came out tomorrow and said we're remaking Trading Places, I for real wouldn't watch that stuff. If you came out and said, yo, we remaking Coming to America, I for real wouldn't watch that stuff. I just think there's a time and this place. I mean, those shows
those
had
are
its
like
place.
2 movies that every time they come on TV, I sit down and watch them
You
joints.
can sit down and watch, but that's part of the problem is original content. With and when you kind of look at it, it goes into a deeper place. Like, think of what's coming out this summer. You got the Avengers movie, Ant-Man, Captain America 2. Whenever that comes out, they're going to do another Thor apparently. DC with the Dawn of the Justice League, and you got all these comic book movies coming out. And I promise you, listen. If they came out with a comic book movie every day till I was 80 years old, I'd be cool with it. For real, I would be cool with it. You would never hear me say. But I think the problem that we're facing, and I hope they get ahead of it, and they've shown precedent to do so, is there's enough. While a comic book superhero, like the dudes wearing the underwear outside their pants, superhero, those are fun. But I think even in comics, there is enough content where you don't have to do that and it still be good. There's a lot of good stories that aren't being told out there. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Before it came a movie, you know, in the comic books, Kick-Ass was a comic book story arc. And somebody looked at that and said that might be cool for a show, and it turned out to be a good thing. What was it that came out? Was it last summer? Big Hero 6? That was a big thing, and that is a reference from a comic book. An obscure one didn't have any of the mainstream heroes. In fact, it was just a storyline. Um, and I think stuff like that, you know, Marvel, for all of the things that Marvel is doing, they don't do a lot of their content where these other comic books are, like The Walking Dead, or, you know, with Image Comics or Dark Horse Comics or Valiant Comics. They all have a lot of their own original content. I think they get lost by the wayside. So I'm just curious. Like, I think personally they need to focus some more on those stories. And stories like that, and not just in the comic book. There's a lot of storylines in these books or short stories that if you really put forth the effort, it could come out to be some good books, good movies. Case in point, I'll give you another jewel. We all watched The Mist, and that was a pretty decent movie, and that was probably more, the ending was probably more thorough than the actual book, which was a short story, mind you. It was just a short story by Stephen King. It wasn't even a full book. It was just a short story. Now, I think there's enough content out there, but it's not getting looked at. So I think for the interest of our people, I'm curious about what you brothers think, and it's not only that, like some examples, like what storylines have intrigued you to the point where you would be like, yo, if that would be tight if they made a movie with that. You know, I have my own, but I'm curious what y'all think.
I'll go first because I know the Populated Samurai is probably gonna go way deeper than me. I'm pretty surface. So first of all, I would love to see a full-length feature film of Three's Company. I want to see Jack and Chrissy. Man, and then like the whole transition from Mr. Roper to Mr. Purley. I mean, I want to. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No. I got my first one because I want to be consistent in what I've been asking for the last couple of years, and then I got one that's gonna blow your mind. Maybe not. I'm still calling for it. I wrote the outline. I want to see a Voltron movie. I really want to see a Voltron movie. I think technology has gotten to the point, and Pac Rim proved it. I think there's a really good storyline that could be told between all the space explorers, between Allura, and even Prince Lotor and his battle with Zarkon. And with his father. I mean, there's just so much content there. I mean, I think that's good for at least 2-3 good movies. But I think that one movie that I've never really seen anybody say, and I think it's one of those things where, and maybe they'll go back to the Black Geeks say, wow, they said it first. I would really love to see, in the spirit of Afrofuturism, I would love to see a movie based upon the concepts that Janelle Monáe has thrown out there, and kind of have an Arcandroid movie, and just go, take elements of her music and make it into a feature film. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Granted, the concept of the robots, or robots or androids being not accepted by society has a lot of relationship to racial tensions even within our own country. But I think that if you take what she's saying, you take some of the excerpts from her last several albums and make those things into a movie, I think it would just be absolutely amazing. Whether it's a musical or not, I don't even want to get into that. I'm not a big fan of musicals, so I'd rather it not be. But I think that it could. I think it might work very, very well with herself and various artists performing. But me personally, I would really love to see. I would love to see the imagery that she's portrays in her music on a big screen. That's me.
Hey, that's kind of cool, man. That was kind of deep. Potbelly, what say you?
Oh, all right. So,
hey, did you squeeze your butt cheeks when you did that?
Just getting comfortable, making my imprint. I've been giving this some thought actually, and I think I'm gonna hop out of comic books for a while because I know Face is gonna go hard in comic books. So I think I'm gonna hop into books for a minute. Because we are the Black Geeks, I want to say, well, I want to start with Octavia Butler. I think that Octavia Butler is or was, God rest her soul, a phenomenal writer, Hugo Award winner, Nebula Award winner, African American woman first to win those awards, if I'm not mistaken, and also a MacArthur Fellow. For those that don't know, MacArthur Fellow, that's the Genius Grant. Um, her books like The Wild Seed, I think they would all make phenomenal movies. I've been on a heavy reading kick the last couple of months with my travel, and that's how I pass time when I'm traveling, especially on the planes, is get my reading in. I'm gonna start with one that we're all familiar with. I think this is one that either Geekonius or Face put me on to, and I know that Sci-Fi Channel took a crack at it several years ago. From what I understand, it wasn't that good, but I think they need to, not necessarily with Sci-Fi, but they really need to redo the Dresden Files. Dresden is such a thorough book series that I think that joint would be absolutely phenomenal as a TV show. Like, it's one of those things, like if you dig what they doing with Constantine, you would love Dresden as a TV show done right. Like,
Dresden would be
pure fire.
And it made it so bad is that TV show was so lame. I know some people who actually liked the TV show, who read the book and they liked the TV show for symbolism or whatever. And I was just like, yo, as far as that book was, that TV show didn't do him any justice. I'm sorry.
The books is thorough, and it's again, like, I like real dark fantasy, real gritty stuff. Like this joint that Sir Fatness the Great put me on to, Richard Cordray's joint, Sandman Slim. That joint would make Sandman Slim would basically make John Constantine look like a choir boy. That's how thorough that series is, and that would be a complete, this phenomenal TV show. Like, I couldn't see it as a movie, but as a TV show, that joint would be every geek's wet dream. Like, that joint, the books are so thorough. And then if we're gonna jump into the movie side of things, the Night Angel trilogy. I think the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks, that joint would, to me, Brent Weeks is the recipient of the Tolkien legacy. I think that he is the next generation Lord of the Rings author. Like, I think that the Night Angel trilogy is that good and has the potential to be this generation's Lord of the Rings. Like, I think it's that thorough.
If they do that, the Night Angel joint, they got to have. And I know we always say a Peter Jackson because he pulled it off. They need somebody like that. They can't just have anybody do it.
No, it has to be
Michael Bay. It can't be done by any of them dudes. And I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying it has to be.
It has to be a Peter Jackson, a Guillermo del Toro kind of cat who's actually into comics.
That book is fire. That series, if you haven't heard of the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks right now, Face is telling you right now, you need to go get that. Get on it. That is a stamp. Gold, like 5 gold stars. That series is so real and it's done so well. The thing with fantasy books is it takes you so long to get into it because it's a whole new thing. But this book, you have those pains when you go through fantasy when it kind of just jumps into stuff and you're like, what is that? And it takes you a while to understand the vernacular. But once you do, it's like, oh, I'm in it. Night Angel is one of the few books where I didn't care about the vernacular. I was just curious of what was going to happen. And as the story went on, the vernacular started making sense, and where they were started making sense, and how they referred to all the different, lands and all that stuff started to make sense. I'm telling you, character development, action, storyline, just
Night Angel is so thorough. When I put Sir Fatness the Great onto it, he was halfway through the series. He hit me up and was just like, yo, that dude is Batman. I'm like, yes, he's that thorough. He is like the fantasy world version of Batman. And
Yeah.
like everybody that I put onto it has come back and just like, yo, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else do you have like that? I'm like, well, I got some other stuff, but you might be a little bit disappointed after reading Night Angel.
No, Night Angel's that joint, but like I said, as a movie, I can see that done as a three-part movie.
Absolutely. Three,
And
maybe four, depending on
maybe even four. And I think it has to.
They're gonna be 3 hour flicks.
If anyone is listening and anyone's watching, if you did those, if you picked that show, you would get your money back and then some. Even if there's people who didn't read, I promise you, after the first movie, everybody will go back and read The Night Angel, just so they can know, just so they can see something. And then from that point forward, you'll have everybody just be all into it. I think that's a good one.
I think the last joint I'm gonna throw out there, and Face and I was talking about this probably yesterday because I just finished up this series, and he recommended it, and I just finished it up a couple of days ago. Is the Hollows by Kim Harrison. Her main character is Rachel Morgan. Just to give y'all a quick synopsis, like basically after the '60s, as opposed to an arms race that fuel technologies lead up to this point where we are right now. Genetic engineering caused this huge pandemic, killed off a huge part of the human race, which forced supernatural creatures to come out of the hiding, and they became part of the mainstream. And that's what's fueled human development from the 60s forward. It wasn't technology, it was magic. And that series is thorough, and that joint would make an awesome TV series. Like, awesome TV series.
Yep. I love me some Rachel Morgan.
All right.
Love her.
All right, Potbelly. All right, Face. What about you? You gonna take us home now? We got about 13 minutes.
Me personally, man, listen, I have a couple books. I mean, Potbelly threw a couple of them out there that I'm thinking about. And, with the comics, I personally feel that they should try to focus or just make a push to focus on characters that aren't well known. Like, I think if you look at what they're doing with The Walking Dead is a fun comic. There's no people flying around in that joint. And even if you did, I don't think you need Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I don't think you need Iron Man and Thor to be considered, oh, well, this is what's only going to make us cinema. I think if you focused on some of the background characters, I think, one of the series that I like that's not necessarily the mainstream is the Invincible series. I think if they did stuff like that, or there was a book that came out. I want to say was it Austin Grossman, or I think that's his name. Soon I Will Be Invincible. To me, that was awesome. That was one of the most awesome reads I've read in a long time. Soon I Will Be Invincible. It's just a book. It's basically. It's kind of like a superhero, your classic hero versus villain tale. The only difference is the story is told from the standpoint of the villain. The story is told from the standpoint from the villain, and it's cool because it makes sense. You get to the point where you actually rooting for the villain in some cases. Like, oh, even though he's crazy, it's like you don't. It's not that classic I'm evil just for the sake of being evil. He actually goes all in. Like, you want to know why I do what I do? Shoot, to be honest with you, I don't even know why I do what I do. He's like, it could have been me walking down the street and getting a sandwich, and that could have changed my life to be a hero. But instead, I got that nasty peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I was mad from the jump, and I've been mad ever since. That type stuff. And he goes in with his life and why he feels the way he feels, and it's like you empathize with the dude. You may not agree with what he's doing, but you're like, oh, if I was him, I'd probably be on that same stuff. If the series of events went down for me, how would you change it? And so it's told from two perspectives. It's told from it's mainly the villain standpoint, and then there's like a new superhero who comes on who questions everything standpoint. And I think they don't focus on the supposed icons, which is kind of a direct correlation of the Justice League if you're really looking, or a combination of the Justice League and Avengers, but it doesn't focus on any of those as their main characters. And I think that was fun. I think stuff like that, stories like that, if they could just, if you just focus on those, I think you would have a lot of good content for a long time. And I think the concept of comic book movie will be thrown out the window. If you focus on those, people wouldn't be tripping by seeing a movie when they do the little Marvel or the DC the comic book flip thing. You got some people who see that and they automatically, people don't think clearly, or they use bias. They say, "Oh, comic book movies, I don't like it," until you make them watch it. Then they like, "Oh, this is a great movie." But I think if you started coming out with some of this original content that's not necessarily Superman, Batman, Avengers, and focusing deep on that, I think a lot that concept of what comic books really are goes away. I mean, it's already done that in a sense with Walking Dead. People have to be reminded that it's a comic, that it's actually was based on comics, and so I just feel like there's a lot done. Now, my favorite character personally would be, if I could have one, I would want to see Skullduggery Pleasant. Skullduggery Pleasant by Rupert Digges. I want to see that. I want to see that live action. Do whatever you got to do. Freaking talking skeleton that could throw fire. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Talk about being creative. Y'all could pull that off, TV series, movie, whatever. It'll be a good TV series if y'all could pull that off. The director that pulls that off, he has my loyalty for life. I promise you.
Yo, just remember, we started out supporting Shamland like that.
Hold up.
How that ended up.
Hold up. Hold up. I'll tell you right now, that clown didn't have he didn't, no. Nah. We didn't support him for life. Nah, he came out, my man came out with 6 Sense, and it was like, that's not bad. But when he came out with Unbreakable, I personally thought it was a good movie.
Matter of fact, it was good.
But look, me and my mother got into this big argument. And matter of fact, with the remaining time, I want y'all to hear me. I want the congregation to hear me. Somebody agree with me or not. We came into this big.
Let me warm the organ up first. Let me turn the organ on. Go ahead.
No, listen. We had this big joint.
We're about to start singing Negro spirituals.
We watching Unbreakable. Yo, we watching Unbreakable, and to me that's a good. The reason why I say I can see why people wouldn't like it is because there are moments where it moves kind of slow, but it's intentional. But I can see why that would bother some people. And it's never, the action is never breakneck except for like that one scene. But it's just the storyline is sweet. Like I was enjoying it. Like that concept, I was always wondering, like, so what's up with that dude? Why he ain't dead? I want to know. And with his son, the interaction with him and his son, that joint was hot, yo. And Samuel Jackson as Mr. Glass, dude. Everything Samuel Jackson do is fire. But my thing is, we got to this argument because, spoiler alert, who hasn't seen Kingsman?
I haven't seen Kingsman.
I love that movie.
All right, so we're going to spoil it anyway.
God, that movie was awesome. That's my favorite for this year.
So why would you even ask?
I just wanted to make sure, but if you didn't, it was crazy. As long as if at least one of you seen it, then you could get spoiled. So here's the deal. That joint.
Nothing else about spoilers when I do it. Not a damn.
You do it anyway.
But I don't want to hear nothing else.
You do it anyway.
Go ahead and spoil it. I don't want to hear nothing.
But here's the deal. So I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing. But here's the thing. We watched. I took the whole fam out to watch it. And Samuel Jackson character was just yo. And it wasn't classic Samuel L. But it was just funny. That whole. Oh my God. Yo, that was the funniest thing I've seen. That was a whole contradiction to the bad guy who can't stand the sight of blood. That is just sweet. That was cool how they put that whole thing together.
But you couldn't help, and I don't want to ruin it for Potbelly, but it's like I was in the movie with a whole bunch of geeks. I mean, I went on Thursday night, and like every time he spoke, you just died laughing, and that was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, especially when he was like, "You guys speak funny." I was like, this dude is stupid. Oh
Yo,
shoot! Like,
Go, keep going.
so here's the thing. So we watching that movie, and my mother was. We got into this whole what evil really means, right? We got into what evil really means, and we talked about like certain characters, and I made a statement. And I was like, he wasn't necessarily evil. He just was doing a bad thing. And she was like, well, that doesn't make sense. I said, it does make sense. Like, he honestly believed he was doing the right thing. That's not necessarily evil. You got people who are evil just for the sake of being evil. Like, I'm just going to do this thing because I can. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? But this dude honestly thought he was helping. Oh, you may not agree.
I agree.
But he honestly thought, hey, this is a good idea. And the thing about smart people is when there's no other smart person in the room to say, no, that's stupid, then he gonna keep doing what he's doing because he feel like, oh, I'm smarter than you. Clearly, I'm making sense right now. And the fact that he was able to convince a bunch of other smart people, no, you right, that does make sense. What you gonna do? Anyway, so we got to that point, and then she brought up Mr. Glass. She's like, you mean like an Unbreakable? That guy was extraordinarily evil, and you knew it from the jump. And I said, no, you didn't. Like, he was evil, but you didn't know it from the jump. Now, my mother swore to, and the thing that pissed me off is because we all saw the movie 1,000 times. So everything, you could see it now. Like, now you can see it because you know how it's going to go down. But at the time, it wasn't obvious that he was Mr. Glass, the evil one. It wasn't obvious. He just looked like he was just dude that was just starved for some good news. You know what I'm saying? Am I tripping about that? Like,
No.
he wasn't evil, or at least not like outright, like you didn't notice. It was just, hey, I'm just a dude in a wheelchair that's always getting his stuff broken. The fact that there's someone on the opposite end is interesting. And then the fact that he's the one that been causing all these accidents just to find that dude, that was like, oh, shoot. That was an oh, shoot moment. But my mom was like, nah, everybody knew he was evil. Trust me. And I'm like, whatever, man. Whatever, man.
But your mother's a cop. She has a bias.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Cops look at the world differently.
yeah.
They look at everybody like they're a perp.
For real. But I was cool. I was like, yo, I like that joints like that. Like, I thought Unbreakable was awesome. I thought he was a good bad guy, and that what ultimately became a bad guy. But I thought that whole concept of they called me Mr. Glass. I was like, oh, that was hot.
That was
fire.
really good. I
ain't made a good movie since, but I loved Unbreakable.
Yeah.
After that, Shyamalan went straight off the deep end. He was never what? After that, it was all whack. Everything, Signs was whack, and then the Village. This.
Yeah.
You got me wasting all that money in the movie theater for that? Really? I'm still salty about that. No, you ain't gonna put it out there that look like a horror film, and I go there to watch a love story and a whack one. Let me mute myself. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Mute yourself. I'm sorry.
See, that's his way of avoiding the swear jar because he already got $100 tab.
Watch it. Just watch it. See? Watch it. See? All right. Wait a minute. Okay. There you go. He's done. Welcome back. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So we got like a minute and a half left. Thank you, King Face, man. That was an awesome FaceTime. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys tune in. Everyone who's watching, the like 4.5 million y'all that are watching. Every one of y'all send us $1. We only want $1 from all of y'all, so that
$1.
$1. Hold on.
$1.
Brother Potbelly,
We can buy our $6,500 Scooby van.
please.
Hallelujah. Can you get a witness?
Pass the plate, brother.
Well, pass that plate.
Pass the plate. Deacon Face, thank you so very much for morning prayers, brother. I appreciate that. Matter of fact, everybody, real quick, we got a minute left. Words for the wise. What is your advice to people for this week? King Face.
Mind your damn business.
All right. Potbelly Samurai, words of wisdom for this week.
I don't know. Go to work.
Go to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that I'll give you my words of wisdom at the end of this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Black Geeks. We really appreciate your support. Make sure that you share our links. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, at The Black Geeks on Facebook, at The Black Geeks on Twitter, at The Black Geeks on Google+. We do have a website, www.theblackgeeks.com, where you can get one of these fancy, schmancy Black Geeks t-shirts. We will be joined again next week by our dear brother, Dr. Conius, who is pushing the Death Star around the universe right now. And gosh, thanks so much. Share the link, share the love. And my advice for the week: that if you're gonna take a shower in the gym, sit on a towel. Peace.